Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a little bit of a different reading from normal. We are doing a pick a card reading on messages or what your person wants you to know. This can be your soulmate, twin flame, partner, anyone that's on your mind. It is a reading with romantic connections in mind, but feel free to watch it for other connections and just take that element out of it. But we have 3 piles to choose from. For pile 1 we have this wish stone, and then for pile 2 we have love, and for pile 3 we have dream. So feel free to pause the video if you need to, and I will see you in your reading, and the timestamp will be in the description box below. Hi my pile ones, thank you for being here. So this is your reading if you chose the wish stone, and I'm going to pop that to one side. We're going to use some oracle cards I've pre-shuffled just to kind of discern who this person is and use it as like an energy check to see if this is the right person, right pile for you and things like that. So if this doesn't resonate or it sounds like you, then you can always choose a different pile. If it does sound like you, it's either going to be a reading about you rather than the person you're thinking of, and it could relate to your relationship with yourself, or it could be that you are very closely mirroring each other. But practice discernment and take what resonates and don't let the rest take from you. But we're going to get into it and see what these are. So we have believe in magic. Open your eyes and see the magic that is all around in nature. The fairy of the north lights says you are a part of nature, so you are magical too. And we have journey. It's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pack your passport now. And we have waning gibbous moon with wisdom, number 22. And we have 4th house with cultural and family roots, home, peace and comfort. And we have Jupiter with grow and expand. And we have bliss is worth creating from. So let me just shuffle these into position. So the person that you're asking about, they're very homely, and their family and culture is very important to them, and that whole home environment is really important, whether it be that they enjoy their creature comforts or it's something about the traditions or things that have been passed down to them. There may be an effect of things being passed down within the family when it comes to beliefs, and whether they are limiting self-beliefs or something like that. There's something about the childhood and how it's still affecting them now in some way. Their experiences from the past. It may not necessarily be childhood, but there could be an element of that coming in. But they are in quite a good place. It feels like they're going through a transition. They are learning from their experiences. They are growing from them. There may be an element of travel with the journey card coming out, because Jupiter also speaks about expansion and kind of those growing pains and pushing outside of their comfort zone. So that's something that they're going through at the moment. And with this believe in magic card, it's it feels like they can see where they're going and the changes that they're making and the expansion and journey that they're on. If there isn't physical travel involved, then it is to do with their own inner journey and how they are expanding and changing and learning from their past, whether it be past mistakes with you, or whether it is past mistakes and not necessarily past mistakes, but learning from their past, whether it be that they are now seeing patterns and conditions of behaviours and things like that that have been passed down to them, that they're learning and growing and seeing that now, because they're beginning to step into their own power and their own magic and learning how to create from a place of happiness and abundance rather than from a lower vibration, whether it be that they are, they may have struggled in the past with their moods, or being able to see the optimistic side of life. It's kind of like that thing of seeing the glass half full or half empty kind of a thing, and they're flipping that so that they're starting to be able to see things from a much more positive place, but they're still on that journey at the moment of self-discovery and changing and implementing the things that they're learning from their past. But they do believe that there is an opportunity for a better future going forwards. Whether that is with you or because it doesn't feel like it's specifically about where they see their future relationships. It's just life in general that they're now being able to see in a more positive light. But we're going to use the tarot. Trust me to knock something down straight away in the first pile. We're going to use the tarot to see what it is that they want you to know. So these are going to be messages kind of from their 3D self, and then we will also get some messages at the end which are going to be from their higher self as well. So what do they want to tell my pile ones about? Knight of Acorns and the Ten of Acorns. Yeah, they're making slow and steady progress. Process? Yeah, it might feel like a process to them, because they're kind of working towards their happiness and having that stability. They're taking responsibility for their past actions, if they've done anything that may have upset you or hurt you, and they're gaining that logical insight as well to the situation, but it is taking its time, and it's not going to be a quick fix. It's something that they're going to be making progress on for quite some time, but it is going to be a very stable kind of change once they've implemented it and put it into action, and so that it's very tangible and rooted within them rather than something that they are still integrating. So once it's fully integrated, it's going to be a very stable kind of energy that they'll be in, but they're still within that process of working through it and taking responsibility and really putting in the dedication to get to where they want to be, so that they can feel, it's almost like a sense of feeling good in themselves. So they may, although it's not really come out in the energy, it feels like at some point they may have felt like they weren't good enough, either for the type of relationship that they had with you or thought that they could have with you. If you haven't met them yet, then it's something that they are working on before you meet in the 3D, so that they can be in this more stable energy. what else, please? Yeah, 7 of shells. Yeah, they're still going through a process of decision making within their own ambitions and what's going to emotionally fulfill them at the moment. They may feel a little bit overwhelmed, which is why it's taking them time to work through everything. What else, please? What else do they want my pile ones to know about their current situation? And we also have the 7 of acorns and 7 of crystals. So they are having breakthroughs and making progress with the 7s here. Because we've had 2 7s come out together, to me that's quite significant, and it's almost like they've got through the worst of it and they're starting to build momentum now. The worst of it is over, it's just that they haven't quite got to where it is that they're going. They are starting to see results and things are starting to open up to them, because they've been very determined and really kind of, it's almost like a sense of focusing on their stamina with this action. So, which is why they've been pacing themselves, because they knew that they couldn't do everything straight away. Things weren't going to change overnight. And they've had to kind of wait at certain points in this process so that they can integrate each stage as they're going through it and going forwards. Because on the back of the deck here we have the 4 of feathers. I can't speak today. 4 of feathers, and that's all to do with sanctuary and rest and not taking action. So there may be an element of, with the 4th house coming through as well, and that home element, it may be that they are spending more time at home. So if there is a chance that you would normally bump into them if you haven't seen them in some time, that would be why. It's because they're staying home, resting, integrating, because there's been a lot of internal changes going on with them, which is why you may not have heard from them or seen them, and kind of had that no contact with them. So I'm going to use these. I'm aware that this is probably a slightly shorter reading, but is there anything else that they need to know, Spirit? Actually, I'm going to use another tarot deck to see if there's any advice for you. Where did I put them? These ones. So, Spirit, what advice do you have for my pile ones, please? What advice do you have for my pile ones? So we've got the Hanged Man, Page of Cups, yeah, there's something about changing your perspective. If you've been taking this personally and judging them and feeling like they aren't reciprocating, there could be a need to reframe it in how you're thinking and how you're seeing this situation, and obviously being aware that if it isn't being reciprocated, and you don't have to wait for them. there is nothing to say that you have to wait for this person to come around. Obviously, practice discernment. It is completely up to you. But there is definitely a need for balance for your own emotional well-being, and for making sure that you're putting yourself first. What else, please, Spirit? Three of Wands. Yeah, there's an element of expansion. You may find, because to me that is a travel card in tarot. Yeah. So if the travel element that's been coming up is to do with a long distance relationship, then it could be quite likely that if you were planning or thinking about moving, one of you moving to be with the other, then it could be quite a good omen, because we have the star here as well, which is all to do with following your dreams and your wish fulfillment. But there is, yeah, and we've got Seven of Pentacles on the back of the deck for this one. So there is an element of divine timing at play here. So although it's something that could be looked into, there's also an element of expanding your own, how you're seeing things. So don't be so focused on one outcome or one particular scenario working, when it could be that the universe has something, a better way for you to come together, or something different that you wouldn't expect, that the universe is lining up for you. But you need to be able to be open to receiving that, and to expand yourself as well, to come into alignment for the divine timing to take place. So let's take a look at these and see if there are any messages, or what messages. So these would be messages from your person's higher self. What would they say? Surround yourself with nature and you will feel a greater sense of well-being. Nature's healing energy is sensual and magical. It will awaken the sensual magic within you, which is very similar to the first card or one of the first cards that we had come out there. So there could be an element of you both liking to be in nature and finding that quite soothing and healing in your connection. And we also have the quality of your thoughts equals the quality of life you experience. Thoughts are living energies that have an enormous influence on what you attract into your life. Think love and that is what you will attract. So yeah, there could be an element of needing to keep your thoughts in check. If you're trying to manifest this person into your life and you keep doubting it, or feeling like you aren't worthy or aren't good enough, or there's some kind of resistance coming up, that's what's going to be stopping and blocking this with divine timing, because you aren't quite in the right place yet. So focus on your own well-being and the quality of your thoughts, and practice gratitude for what you already have in your life, in the rest of your life. It will all help, because if you can believe that something is coming and is yours, and just trust that divine timing, trust the universe, it will align everything for you. You don't have to do anything. You can surrender and allow things to unfold exactly as they are meant to, without trying to force it, push it, or anything like that. But just kind of keep check of your own thoughts and make sure that you're in a good place as well. What else, please? These are kind of feeling more like advice rather than messages from your person. Can we get messages, please, from my pile one's person that they're asking about? That was a quick one. Let go of inhibitions, be creative, and allow your imagination to run wild. Your love life will transform in ways you never thought possible. I love that. That kind of goes with the previous card. So if you're overthinking things, your person is just like, don't worry about it. Stop overthinking and just allow things to unfold. Follow your gut instinct. What else, please? And we have 3 more. So we have surrender all that no longer serves you. Let all that remains buried in your heart come to the surface and be healed. Let there be space for new energies to enter. A new beginning transforms darkness to light. And we have, you are always in my heart, like a glowing ocean light, a shimmering star in heaven. Love is a golden memory drifting through space like autumn leaves, recollections of loving days and nights. That's so beautiful. This feels like it goes with another card that we had come out, and I can't think what it is, so I'm just going to pop it up there for now. And we also have, life is constantly changing, yet at its core it remains the same. Love does not change, it only grows stronger. Change is simply love unfolding. It's a never-ending story. And then on the back of the deck we have, I am forever grateful for your loving kindness and for the joy you bring to my life. You are a gift from the eternal heart of love, a blessing from a most benevolent universe. That's so beautiful. There is so much love here from your person's higher self. Although they may not be in alignment as yet in the 3D, there is definitely a deeper connection here, and a connection between you that I think that you are very much aware of, which might be why you're quite maybe frustrated in some ways, because I keep being drawn back to this 7 of Pentacles about it being divine timing. It's like it's on the cards, it's something that will eventually happen, it's just a matter of when. But obviously you don't have to wait for them if you don't want to, or if it's unreasonable, because you never know how long it's going to take, because things move differently in regards to energy than what it does in the 3D, and it can take quite a significant amount of time to integrate things when you're healing and on a journey. But I hope that this has been helpful and that it has resonated. Thank you ever so much for being here. I really appreciate you and your person, and I am sending you so much love. I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so, as it all helps out the channel and lets me know what you're enjoying. And I really hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there my pal twos, how are you doing? Hope you're well. Welcome to your reading. So this is your reading if you chose the Love Stone, and we are going to use these oracle cards just to kind of do an energy check and learn a bit about your person that you're asking about and see what comes through. So we have Magical Gateway. It takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown, yet this is where the greatest rewards are. It's time to step boldly forwards without looking back. And we also have Come Together. Fairies like to be busy, and a group of them is showing you that many hands make light work. Working as a team helps you get the job done. And we also have Beaver Moon with Creation and number 39. And we have Neptune with Dream and Transcend. And we have the element of fire with Confidence, Optimism, Passion and Bravery. And lastly we have Limitations, Inspire, Innovations. So I think that I forgot to do this with pile 1, so I'm going to try and remember to do it with you. But star signs, if I remember correctly, the fire signs are Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, so that could be significant to you. Just take it as confirmation if it is. If not, then that's completely fine. It could also be that a timeline is significant within those seasons. I'm not 100% sure which star sign Neptune is linked with, but I will double check and try and remember to put it in the on the screen somewhere for you. So they are very much in a place of shifting, changing, following their dreams, stepping into their power, letting themselves be inspired and to create things. They're not just planning, they're actually taking action on it, and they're venturing into the unknown and stepping forwards. It feels like if you aren't in contact with them, they may be reaching out soon. If you haven't met them, then you may do soon. There's something about it, feels like there's going to be forward progress, and it energetically it doesn't feel like it's going to be all that long, although obviously energy is subjective, and just because the energy is moving forwards, it can still take a while before it shows up in the 3D. But they are most likely a people person, very creative. They may be involved in the arts or music, something that allows them to express themselves in some way, shape or form. And not only that, but also change things for the better, because with the beaver moon here, with creation, that's all about changing your environment and adapting it to what you need, because that's what beavers do. They create dams, they change rivers and water systems, and create a very stable home as well, because obviously I can't remember what they're called, but they make their little beaver homes, which are half submerged and half on top of the water, which is pretty amazing in and of itself. So your person is very capable. They're very capable of looking after themselves, and it feels like they may have done so from quite a young age. But they're also very empathetic and understanding and in touch with their emotions as well. They're very much led by their gut, is how it feels. Like they run off of gut instinct rather than necessarily thinking things through logically. There is that thing of following their passion, and there may be times where they can come across a bit impulsive, like they haven't thought it through and they've just acted in the moment and gone for something. So they may come across a little bit erratic at times if they're not well balanced. If you've seen a more shadow aspect of them, that's probably how it would show up. But they're very much about following those sparks of ideas and inspirations and those passions and the things that really light them up. So if that sounds like your person, because it feels really straightforward, we are going to get into the tarot and we will see what it is that they want you to know. So what do my pile two's person want them to know right now? What do they want to talk about? And let my pile twos know. What do they want to tell my pile twos, please? King of Shells, harmony and integrity. Yeah, they're very much in their... They have mastery over their emotions right now. Queen of Shells with Peace of Compassion, Four of Crystals. Yeah, there's a divine counterpart energy here. because we have the King and Queen of Shells, which is the King and Queen of Cups. So King and Queen of emotions, your emotional fulfillment, compassion, peace, integrity, harmony. And then we also have the Four of Crystals here, with control and security. So they may be keeping how they feel for you to themselves right now, although they can see that you are the person that they want to be with and the person that they want. They're not ready to step forward with that. Although they could be quite compulsive, they're still within that thing of holding on and keeping it to themselves. It doesn't feel like they're ready to step forwards. Not quite yet anyway. It's coming soon, because on the back of the deck here, I'm not going to keep it out, but we have the Three of Acorns with foresight and exploration. So to me it feels like they are exploring the possibilities in their mind and how they would envision it, how they would come. It feels like come back around. It's like they already, this might be a connection that has existed for quite some time, so you may know them quite well. Or it may be that you've already been together and you're in a separation at the moment in 3D. But they are aware of how they feel for you and how much passion you bring to their life as well, because they want to come together. I don't think that this is just about working with other people. Yeah, and we have here, I can't read the writing on these very well. Resourcefulness and preparation. So that could be what they are doing at the moment. They are preparing, because Seven of Feathers, I'm sure that's also the one that isn't, the things aren't quite as they seem. So yeah, it feels like they are keeping things to themselves. And Six of Shells, yeah. They're keeping it to themselves because they know that there's a deeper connection here. And they're feeling sentimental, and you bring joy to their lives. They know all of that. They know that there is possibly a past life connection there, some kind of soul contract and soul connection between the two of you. They're aware of it, and they want you to know that they're aware of it. They're just not ready as yet to take that leap and walk through that door towards you. Not as yet. Nine of Shells. It will be soon though, if you aren't together, which I'm presuming that you aren't because of you watching a reading on this. I mean, there is a chance that you are, and you may feel like you're having a slight disconnect, but it's because they're pulling back to be able to see things more clearly before stepping forwards and progressing things to the next level, the next step. And with the overall energy here, we've got the Nine of Shells with gratitude and fulfillment. And and I love that it's a penguin. I've just realised that. It's a little penguin. Hold on. And penguins, I love penguins. They mate for life, which I think is absolutely adorable. And that's how your person feels about you. They have no desire to be with anyone else, go anywhere else, have anyone else in their lives. Because of this connection that you guys have with your divine counterpart energies. It's just that there is something that they're kind of tying up, preparing before they step forwards, or before they progress things to the next level. So we're just going to use these small tarot cards to see if there's any advice for you. Any advice for my pile twos, please, Spirit, on how they can navigate this situation. Oh, transformation. What else, please? What does this transformation involve? What do they need to transform? 5, 6, 7 of Swords and the Queen of Wands. There's a transformation that's going on within you, or something that needs to be transformed so that you can have victory over your past. And maybe there is something that has been weighing you down, that hasn't been serving you, or that you need to release, that's preventing you from stepping into this very passionate, very warm and really creative energy of the Queen of Wands, and connecting with your own creativity. And on the back of the deck we have the Two of Wands, which is about choices and being able to know what path to take. So if maybe you've been feeling quite unsure of what to do, whether it be about this situation or something else in your life that is kind of making you feel like you're losing your head and you don't know which way to turn or what choice to make, there's a need to surrender and allow yourself to be transformed. If you are resisting this relationship and if you already know them and you're kind of keeping them at arm's length because you're kind of going, is this my person? Is it not my person? What do I do? I'm not sure. And there's all kind of like this self-doubt coming through. Then it's allowing yourself to be changed by this person, because yes, okay, don't get me wrong, it's not healthy to make someone change or try and manipulate someone into changing. But when we are in a healthy dynamic with another person in relationship, we naturally change each other and allow the other person to change us as we morph and grow together. And it isn't that anyone is controlling or manipulating the situation or anything toxic or unhealthy. It is just a natural growth that occurs within a relationship and within the people in that relationship. So there has to be an element of softening and allowing and surrendering to allow those changes to take place, because if we are too rigid and stuck, then it can be very difficult to form deeper connections with people, because we'll constantly be pushing back against them when there's no give at all, which isn't good either. But we're going to use these now to see if there are any messages from your person's higher self that they want to let you know. So, are there any messages, please, for my pile twos from their person's higher self, please? Anything that they'd like them to know? Any messages from their higher self, please? And we have two hearts merged through an explosion of love. United they create unlimited wealth. Together they fulfill their dreams. Love that. And try to look at things more from a feeling level. What is your heart saying? If you look at life purely through if you look at life purely through logic, you will always get to a point where it seems to make no sense. True wisdom and understanding reside in the heart. And we have, you are an angel of light. Before you I surrender past and future. All that matters is this moment. My heart is transformed every time you are near. Oh, pile two. And a loving thought triggers a loving response. Your love is felt and appreciated, and an angel surrounds you. A sacred union is born, a union of twin souls within a threefold flame. Oh, pile 2. There is so much love here. So much love. And on the back of the deck we have, stop taking life so seriously. Achievements and possessions will pale into significance when your soul journeys back home to the light from which everything stems. Yeah, this very much feels like counterpart energy, and there is a lot of love here from your person's higher self, and even in their 3D as well. They're preparing, so don't doubt the connection. Obviously practice discernment. If there is anything unhealthy, then this isn't the connection that we're reading for. If there is anything toxic or abusive, controlling, anything like that, then that is not this energy, not in the slightest. This is a very pure, I was going to say innocent, but it's more of a wholesome kind of energy and love that's coming through. I keep being drawn back to the little penguin. That whole thing of they want to mate for life kind of thing. They want, you're their person as far as they're concerned, and they want to be with you. It's just a matter of working out the timing and the kinks and things coming into full alignment, but it's heading in the right direction. So yeah, that is all that I have for you, my pile 2s. Thank you ever so much for letting me read for you and for being here. I appreciate you so much, and I am sending you and your person so much love in your spirit team, and I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. If you feel called to do so, please feel free to like, comment or subscribe, as it all helps out the channel, and it will also enable you to be a part of my notification squad, which would be amazing. But yes, I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, my pile 3s. Welcome to your reading. So this is yours if you chose the Dream Stone, which I'm going to pop over there. And we are going to use these oracle cards to check in on your person that you are asking about and see kind of who they are, just to make sure that this is definitely your pile. And obviously if this doesn't resonate, maybe try one of the other piles, or if this sounds like you, then it could be either that you are very closely mirroring your person, or this reading is about you. But we're going to get straight into it and see what we have. So we have temptation. You're in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty. This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. And we have go outside. It's time to go outside. Tune into the powerful peace of nature, wherever you are, and feel at one with your habitat. And we have green corn moon with patience. And we have 5th house with passion, play, children, confidence and creativity. This can also be Leo as well. It's linked with that. And we have the South Node with destined to release. And finally we have accept and receive. Now before we get into it too much, with the colours that have come out, there is something quite significant, I would say, with their base chakra, so which would be to do with their security and really feeling comfortable in their own skin. Now with temptation here, it could be that they are rather than doing the work, and because we have this one here with play, and it can also represent children, this card, but it feels like there is something about burying their heads in the sand. There is a need for them to accept and receive what is coming to them, because with the South Node here, it talks about trying to swim upstream rather than releasing and letting go of what it is that doesn't serve you, because this talks about past lives and reliving lessons that weren't learned in previous lifetimes, so that they can be worked through and healed and transmuted. So that could be something that they are still working through at the moment, and they may be burying themselves with behaviors that kind of distract and take away from that healing, so that they don't necessarily want to look at it. It feels like they don't want to be looking at it. Although the fifth house here with the Leo energy, it can represent play and children, creativity, and a very wholesome kind of values, which I think that they may have as well. But it feels like that could be the vices that they are using. Maybe they are using things to intoxicate themselves, partying too much, something like that. But there's an element of, with the patience card that's come out here as well, I think that they are learning to be patient with themselves and to accept and receive the guidance that they're being given by Spirit. It's just taking them quite some time to work through this and be able to see what they need to actually let go of. They may be quite outdoorsy, quite rugged, and kind of like getting their hands dirty, whether it is something like mechanics or gardening, or actually just being out in nature and going on walks. That could be something significant for them as well. But I keep being drawn back to this patience card. Not only the imagery is quite unusual, but because of the way that the cloud is all around and kind of turned into a tunnel to be able to actually see the moon and the stars here that we have in the background, and how she's walking towards it, it's like things are starting to open up so that they can actually see things clearly. The clouds are starting to part, and there is a way for them to move forwards out of their current energy, but it feels like it's going to take quite some time. They're at the beginning stages of their healing, where they're only just starting to almost wake up and realize what it is that they are doing that is detrimental to their well-being and health, and how they are showing up in the world. Which, if you are in separation and you already know them, then this is going to either resonate and ring true, or it won't. If it doesn't, then it's likely not your pile, in all honesty, because it feels very much like that is the current situation that's going on with them. And although it is taking time, they are beginning to be able to see things, and to be able to see them is one of the biggest parts of healing, because if you can't see the pattern of behavior and how it's negatively affecting you, then you can't heal from it. That's the first stage in being able to heal from something. But they're only just starting their journey. They've still got a way to go before they get to the point where they can see everything clearly. So they may still be using their vices to almost hide from the things that they need to heal and let go of. Yeah. There isn't really anything else that's kind of coming through. That's just the main theme that is going on with them right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're in separation with them, or if you haven't met them yet, then this is why. It's because they are working through these things. There may be some kind of even addiction going on as well for them, and it isn't your job to heal them. They need to go through this themselves and work through this, so that you don't end up becoming another temptation or vice, so that they can feel secure and good in their own bodies and really connected with, because there's a lot of red here. I keep being drawn back to how much red there is, and so they may not feel safe and comfortable in their own skin and trusting their own judgment and their own wants, wishes and desires, which is why everything's kind of, because this one's, the colours aren't clear and defined. They're kind of, I was going to say wishy-washy, but they're not wishy-washy colours. It's just that they're very muddled, and that's quite possibly where they're at right now. They're quite muddled, and they aren't, as we can see, they aren't completely seeing things clearly, because they're resisting the releasing aspect of the things that aren't serving them. So hopefully by that you will know whether this is your person or not and what they are going through. I know it's a bit vague, and I do apologise for that. This is my first attempt at a relationship reading, so please forgive me. It will evolve, grow and change and improve as my reading does, but that's the general sense of what's coming through. So we're going to use the tarot to see what it is that they would say to you if they could, if you were in contact with each other, what they want you to know and what they would say to you consciously if they felt they could. 9 of Acorns, power and perseverance. Yeah, they are persevering with what they're doing, and shadow, empowerment and ambition. Yeah, they are beginning to see their shadow aspects and find empowerment, but awakening, renewal, enlightenment. What else, please? Yeah, there's a sense of determination here to get through this as they're beginning to see things. It isn't that they are giving up or unsure of things. Yeah, we've got the 3 of Crystals on the back there as well. So they are beginning to work with others. If they need to, they may be getting help for any vices that they've been using, if they need to kind of work together with someone to help support them through this, which doesn't feel like it will be you. It's a third party that's coming in, but they are starting to awaken and follow their inner calling and their inner nudges so that they can be triumphant over this situation. They are working really hard to get through it and to do the shadow work and to find their own inner power again, because it feels like they've been very disconnected from it because of the kind of energy that's kind of come through at the beginning there. It feels very much like there would be some kind of trauma response in that, and that they are acting out of that, trying to numb down any emotional pain and ignore any discomfort that would be coming up, and that would be affecting their self-confidence and how they feel about themselves. But it's coming to an end with the 9 of Acorns here, power and perseverance. It only needs to, we have the 9s, and then when it gets to the 10s, that's the end of the cycle. So it is coming to an end. They are finding the self-empowerment and things like that, and the awakening, and following those intuitive nudges and calls to do what they need to so that they can heal and move forwards. But if you are waiting for this person, I wouldn't say that they are going to be coming back around anytime soon. They want to, but I think that there is going to be too much that they have going on here to, like, it won't be a matter of weeks or days. You're talking more months or years. But it is a very substantial change that will pivot them into a new phase of their life. So if you were to bump into them in years times, not in a year's time, but in multiple years, you most likely may not even recognize them, because this is going to change them so much to really step into their authenticity. But yeah, they just want you to know that they are working really hard on this. They are becoming aware of this, and they are working towards being triumphant over the energy that they are currently in, and seeking any help and advice that they need, because they know that they aren't completely happy with where they are, and they can't always see what it is that's being offered to them. They can't see that the emotional fulfillment that could be there. It's like they've numbed everything down, and they've kind of put blinkers on themselves. But they are becoming aware and working through bits and pieces, and to really begin that healing that they need to do. And they haven't taken this, it's not like they've not entered into it lightheartedly. They know that there's going to be a lot of deep work that needs doing, and a lot of discomfort to process through to get to the other side, and it's not going to be easy. They are aware of that, and they still want to do it anyway, and they want you to know that they are working as hard as they can, as fast as they can. But even with the best intentions, it could still be quite some time before you actually see those tangible changes, because it does take time to heal and to work through things. But we are going to use this other tarot deck here just to get some advice for you from Spirit. So how can my pile 3s navigate this more successfully and easily for themselves, please, Spirit? So we have the King of Swords and the 10 of Cups. So yes, being clear about what it is that will make you happy, what it is that you want in life that will make you feel emotionally fulfilled, and having that mastery over your own mental clarity and intuition, bringing some logic into the situation. Don't allow yourself to be completely ruled by your emotions and attachment to this person or situation, because your emotional fulfillment is important, and if there isn't reciprocity in this situation, then there's a need for you to be able to see that clearly and be able to see how this person is showing up, rather than thinking and seeing it through the eyes of what could be or what you would like it to be. Use your discernment in how they are actually showing up in your life, how they are actually interacting with you, whether they can bring you the emotional fulfillment that you desire, and whether they are actually capable of that. Yeah, in the world, things may come full circle, or it could be that you work through some stuff and realize that maybe it's not what you thought it was. Yeah, these planning and decisions. But you have the world at your feet. You don't have to stick with one thing if it isn't serving you. You can walk away any time that you want to or need to. Because it is quite a hard place and energy that your person is in right now that you're asking about. And I don't think that they would blame you if you were to want to walk away. And we also have Justice and the Ace of Swords. So yeah, it's about finding that balance and knowing when to cut your losses or what to cut out and what isn't serving you. Because your happiness, your joy, with the Sun card here, which is very much fifth house kind of energy, with the that Leo aspect coming in, with that joy, play, children, creativity, all of that, and being really clear with yourself on what that looks like for you and what you want from your future, and allowing yourself to have that happiness and play and joy and creativity right now, rather than waiting for something external to come in. Cultivate that for yourself and find that balance and within yourself and your own life, regardless of what's going on with this person. But what I do want to do before we end the reading is to see what messages from your person's higher self want to come through. Well, that was quick. Life is constantly changing, yet at its core it remains the same. Love does not change, it only grows stronger. Change is simply love unfolding its never-ending story. What else, please? What other messages for my pile threes from their person's higher self? Love and respect your loved one's opinions, but remain grounded in your own truth. You are both wise and beautiful souls. Everyone has a piece of the truth. And we also have, dwelling on the past and future keeps me from experiencing the power of now. I make a conscious choice to be present. Accept love now. I am grateful for your love. And every experience, regardless of whether you perceive it as good or bad, comes with a gift attached. Yet sometimes the gift is only revealed with the passing of time. Trust, all is as it should be. Yes, there is an element of divine timing coming through here as well. And on the back of the deck we have, every loving thought is a seed of love. Sometimes the seed sprouts instantly, and other times it lies dormant for a while. The timing really doesn't matter. Love always grows into greater love. I love that. Because even if, this is the thing, even if something is meant to be, it doesn't matter what it is that you do in the meantime. so long as you are happy, content and fulfilled in yourself, because when the time is right, if this is meant to come back around, it will. It's just a matter of knowing when to consciously wait and when not to. But practice discernment on that one, because only you can truly know when it comes to these type of connections. I'm just a pair of talking hands on the internet, so you know your real life situation and what's actually happening and going on for you. So just practice that discernment there and trust your own inner knowing and gut instinct on it. But I hope that this has been helpful in some way, shape or form. Thank you ever so much for letting me read for you. I really appreciate you being here, and I'm sending you so much love and your person so much love. I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. And of course, please feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so, as I would love to have you as part of my notification squad. But regardless, I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye.